So, over the last couple of years, Twitch streamers have been brought up in the media a lot, for what appears to be no good reason. Streamers attempting suicide, streamers breaking the law, and even streamers getting away with breaking Twitch's own rules. I decided to take it upon myself to investigate this focus, more specifically the negative focus on streaming. Why does the media tell us all the bad things that happen on Twitch? Is it just to try and scare parents and keep their kids away from gaming? Or is it just a ploy for free clicks on their websites? Today I will uncover the secrets of the news media's hatred for streaming. This is Twitch versus the world. Through my investigations, I found this article by the ABC where they spoke about a Twitch streamer who went by the username Uber. But for the sole purpose of me not wanting to say Uber all the time in this video, we'll be referring to him as his real name, which is Kevin. In this article, Kevin states he had fallen into a state of depression because of his day-to-day life streaming. In this article, Kevin says, "It's not a normal job. You never know how much money you're going to make. It really messes with your mind. You basically stream, eat, and sleep." Kevin had shut down his Twitch channel about 4 years ago as he didn't find it enjoyable anymore, and it felt like a chore instead of the dream of freedom he envisioned when he began his channel. Now, why am I sharing this story? This is a prime example of the media putting negatives in the spotlight. Now sure, what Kevin went through was bad, but his case is just the minority of Twitch. The way you make money through Twitch is through donations and subscriptions from your audience, or the chat. To start this, you must first sign a contract with Twitch called the Partnership Program, where it states that Twitch basically makes sure that you can keep a career on their website, and all the donations the streamer receives, they take a certain cut. This is what the article forgets to mention. Kevin would have read and signed this contract and known exactly what he was getting himself into. This also leads into how Kevin said, "You never know how much money you're going to make." So, if we get the average amount of revenue that streamers of his popularity earned at the time, Kevin will be sitting at an average of $3,000 to $5,000 a week. That is roughly $150,000 to $260K a year. Kevin was doing this for 3 years, which all of that equates to 470 grand to 780 grand he made off of those 3 years on Twitch. With this knowledge, it seems that Kevin had either lied to the news about his story, or that the news had manipulated his story to show how bad Twitch streaming really is. After reading the story about Kevin, I asked myself, why would the news share this slander to the world? I searched far and wide for the answer, and I think I've found it. An article by the ResearchGate, written by Alan Koppenhaver, this article basically goes over why the news media would focus on bad stories and how it helps the news companies to get more views. The collection of these views also creates a profit, due to the revenue from the ads on the site. It doesn't matter what news article you're reading, there will always be ads, either on the sidebars or at the top of the page. These news websites create a profit from those ads, which is why journalists make clickbaity titles that will gain the attention of parents of young children or grandparents trying to prove a point. This is proven through this quote about the news lying about evidence for the negative effect of gaming. News coverage of video game violence studies has been critiqued for focusing mainly on studies supporting negative effects, and failing to report studies that did not find evidence for such effects. This right here is proof that the news has no evidence to prove what Kevin was saying in that last article was real. Sure, he took down his channel, but how do we know that this wasn't his account getting hacked or that he lost a bet? The news feeds us these lies to simply gain a profit, because at the end of the day, the news is an organization that is trying to make money from advertisers. Through my travels searching to find an answer to this media outburst, I went to the people that know streaming more than anyone: Twitch streamers. I was going to conduct several interviews with these streamers to see if they could also see the media putting their jobs at risk, and to find out if their experience with the media had caused a backlash for them. I contacted the following streamers and received no response. There was one streamer who did respond but refused the interview, as the questions felt too personal for them at the time, and any other time would be fine. Their streamer was ChibiRobo12. A link to his channel will be in the description. He's a wonderful Destiny 2 streamer. The lack of interviews left me stranded in deep water. Was I destined to fail my quest for the answer? No. The sunk cost fallacy wouldn't allow it. So I searched for alternatives. I was searching for different ways to acquire primary sources of information, and I think I found my saving grace: a little website called surveymonkey.com. I created a survey involving questions about how the media has affected people playing games and all that, or if people's parents have been skeptical of their activity online. Their responses were fantastic. I managed to get heaps of information from this, like how one of the responses talks about an Australian streamer that goes by the name of Mr. Dead Moth beat his pregnant wife over a popular video game at the time he was streaming, which was Fortnite.
Please! I'll be out soon! Just stop! All I asked was for some time for myself.
The rest of the responses for this survey helped me understand that the media does indeed have an effect on not only streamers, but people at home playing video games with their mates. One of the questions was, if the news media stopped targeting the negative sides of Twitch streaming, would the gaming community be better or worse? The answers for this were better, about the same, or worse. The results, when compiled up together, were a 50-50 split between better and about the same. After reviewing all of the survey answers, I had come to the conclusion that the news media knows that they affect gamers all round from varying ages and social status. Whether you're a kid at home with strict parents, or a big-time Twitch streamer, the media is giving video games the same treatment as they did to rock music in the 70s, which is to try and create chaos, and cast out these fun hobbies that everyone enjoys, and make them feel as if video games cause problems. Today I dove into the world of news media and discovered the horrible truth as to why they are shining the spotlight on all these negative aspects of video games and its community. I started out by looking at Twitch streamers only. Then, through a survey I conducted, I saw it was a much bigger issue than first thought. The media shows these negative stories, such as Kevin's story in the beginning, to show parents that video games and people online are broken. With the help of a journalist with my same curiosity and his research, I discovered that not only does the media share these stories for mass manipulation, but also for a quick cash grab from their advertisers. In the end, this will change in the coming years as people begin to realize this, and the news will find another one of humanity's toys to break.